Hello and welcome. I am Laura Radnicki from lauraradnicki.com, a craft site with fast, fun, and easy crafts. And the best part is there's no perfection required. We are working our way through the 30 Days of Ornaments project, and we are on day 7 today. So today we are going to make an acorn peg doll ornament. And kind of, I think it might even be like an acorn elf ornament, but you can decide at the end. So for our supplies, we're going to start with a peg doll. They're called dad bodies on Amazon. So it's a peg doll dad body. I think it's 2 3/8 inches tall. This is the same wooden body that I used in my nativity scene and my Holy Family nativity set. So we're going to have one of these bodies. We have an acorn cap for the hat. We have just a piece of, this is kind of faux suede maybe, but you can honestly use any kind of fabric you want for this. It does not matter one bit. And we are using it the size that is part of the printable, the free printable in our resource library that you can get at lauraradnicki.com/library. That is a printable that's part of the nativity tutorial. And so I cut that out, and that's the size of the clothing that we're going to be using here that's going to wrap around our acorn elf. I have a piece of buckskin here, just like a little section of leather that I'm going to use for the belt. And then we have our twine hanging string. And then we have scissors, which actually I cut it all, so I guess I'm not going to use it now. So we have scissors also and a hot glue gun. And those are the supplies we need. So the first thing I want to do here is I think I'm going to put, the first thing I'll do is put the body piece on. So the first step would be to cut out your pieces. You want to cut your twine, maybe a foot long. You want to cut your belt. This is probably about 8 inches long. And then you want to cut the clothing piece. And so according to the printable here, it's 1 3/8 inches by 4 inches. So that's what I cut here. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to put hot glue around the body, and I'm going to glue the clothes on, this clothing piece, to my acorn person here. So I'm going to start by putting some glue down and just placing my fabric on and anchoring it there. Then I'm going to just put more hot glue along the body and wrap the clothing around. And I probably have a little more excess than I need, so I'm going to trim off just maybe 1/2 inch or so. And then I'm going to put a little hot glue right in that and then push that down. I want to make sure that it's really secure and so that it stays wrapped. Okay, so our acorn person now has clothes on. So the next thing we'll do is tie the belt on. And so it's up to you what you want to use here. You could use twine, you could use yarn, you could use whatever you want. I like this leather buckskin. Now I'm deciding one side is smooth and one side is kind of fuzzy. So let's see. I'm going to try both ways. I think I like the fuzzy side out. Yeah, so I'm going to I'm not even going to glue this. I'm just going to tie it in a knot there in the middle. So let's see. There's my seam. So I want to just tie it as tight as I can right in the middle. And then we can trim the extra. Okay. Actually, I think this one's a little bit too long, so I'll trim it a little more. All right, so the next part I want to do is glue the acorn cap hat on. And so the best way I found to do this is you want to put a lot of glue on the inside. And then you want to put it on the person's head and then just tip it upright. So that gives the glue a chance to maybe kind of drip down a little bit and secure itself onto the top of the wooden head. How cute, right? And so then once that dries, then all we need to do is add our string. And so all we're going to do with this, actually I have some thicker twine here too. So every time I make an ornament, I'm kind of basically deciding which string I think would look better if I want to use thin twine or thick twine. And really it doesn't matter because they both look great. But let's see. I think for this one I am going to use the thin one. Sometimes the thick twine can look almost overpowering depending on what the ornament is. But so here what I want to do is I'm just going to glue the folded part. So I have my long piece I folded in half, and I'm going to glue the loop part on the back of this little elf person's head. So I'm just going to put a little spot of glue, and then I'm going to put the folded part right in the glue. I'm going to use something to kind of push it into the glue there. So once it is dry enough, hot glue strings everywhere. Then once it is dry enough, we can tie our twine. So I'm going to tie it, leave maybe an inch of twine at the top, and then there it is. So that's our little acorn elf. And if things don't perfectly line up, let's see. So if I look where my twine is, I think I need to scoop my belt knot over just a tad. And that's partly why I didn't glue the belt. What you can do if your belt is sliding around, you can put a little tiny dab of glue on the back side of the knot and kind of anchor it in place. But like I just had to rotate mine, so if I would have done that, I wouldn't have been able to rotate it. But that's it. The acorn elf is done. And I think it is just so cute. It's so natural and rustic, and I just think the little acorn cap is the cutest thing ever. So this is number 7 in our 30 Days of Ornaments project. So I invite you guys to check out the Mama Makers Club. It's a free community to be a part of. I invite you to go check that out, see if it might be a good fit for you. You can find more information about that at lauraradnicki.com/library. And if you do sign up for the Mama Makers Club, you get access to the free resource library. And that is full of printable patterns for the crafts on the site and downloadable checklists that you can use to help you do the crafts faster and easier, and other resources just to help inspire you to make more things, because that's the ultimate goal. So I would love for you to check it out. I'd love to have you be a part of that. That is lauraradnicki.com/library. And you can find more information there. So that's all for today. I will be back next time with ornament number 8.